What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Now, I felt I had to address this. It's gone on far too long. I've commented on other previous videos, but now I just want to talk about it as a whole, and that's scoring in the sport of boxing. Yesterday, I just watched the fight with Andre Berto, Jesus Soto Caras. Again, both fighters showed heart. Jesus Soto Caras gets props for basically rebuilding his career. He was pretty much in the graveyard in terms of his career. He had one foot out the door. He had 5 out of 7 losses, and people had already discounted him and said he's done, especially after Marcos Maidana beat him. They're like, oh, what's this guy going to do? And then he takes a fast, sharp fighter with a name like Andre Berto and has his way with him and dominates. Props to Andre Berto for showing heart, making it to the 12th round. I don't think he made the necessary adjustments, but he definitely showed heart. Um, and he showed a level of determination to get back to the top. It's just he doesn't really have the right game plan, I guess you could say. But I did want to talk about scoring for this fight. It looks like Dr. Kathy Leonard had the fight 105 to 103 Berto. Hubert Min had it a draw at 104 to 104. And then Michael Mitchell had the fight for Soto Caras 105 to 103, the identical score with the opposing fighter being the winner. So before the knockout, these scores were split. Now, I don't know if they do this to fuck with the fans, like just release the scorecards to let you know what would have happened if the fighter didn't get knocked out. Victor Ortiz and Josecito Lopez, they released the official judges' scorecards at the time of the stoppage, and they said Ortiz was ahead on all the scorecards. So I don't know if they just released the scorecards just to have controversy. I don't know, but I can't see how this is their honest scorecards. Um, the the only one that makes somewhat of sense is Michael Mitchell, who had Soto Caras winning, but that doesn't even make sense to me because Soto Caras, not only was he winning, he was convincingly winning. I don't see how Hubert and Kathy Leonard would have it a draw and have Berto up by anything. After the fourth round or the fifth round, when Berto hurt his shoulder, he was a one-armed fighter. So how the fuck could you give him rounds? The very first round was clearly a Soto Caras round. Berto looked good in the second round, but I can't even picture making an argument for giving Berto more than 3 rounds. This is the fight that almost went the distance, 12 rounds. So there's no way on God's green earth I could see Berto being ahead, let alone a draw. I thought it was a clear and concise victory. I thought it got to a point where the outcome, barring John Molina, Mickey Bay type of end result, it was already a foregone conclusion who was going to win the fight. If Berto didn't get stopped in the 12th round, I thought it was inevitable Jesus Soto Caras would win. He was digging to the body. He was throwing a higher volume of punches. I think his connect rate was higher. He looked better. His face looked better at the end of the fight. He looked like he was doing more damage. There was a couple spots where it looked shaky, but he has a chin, so he shook that off. Berto looked visibly hurt multiple times to the point where he was retreating. Then he got to a point where he was fighting with one fucking arm. How could Berto be ahead? And he fought a large percentage of the fight with one arm, and that obviously influenced his percentage thrown and landed because he's fighting with one arm. He was throwing a right. It was very lazy. He didn't apply much power or conviction to those punches. So I don't know what's up with boxing, man, but I'm sick of the controversy. I'm sick of the politics. I'm sick. I'm very fortunate that we're getting these great fights in 2013, but I don't understand how some of these judges have jobs. And Texas is one of the worst places. Like the open scoring and the Canelo Austin Trout, thought that was much closer. Thought Canelo should have definitely won, but I thought it was a closer fight. Don't even agree with the open scoring. Paulie Malignaggi, Juan Diaz. I thought Malignaggi was robbed in the first fight. Chavez versus Pernell Whitaker. I thought Pernell won. Texas has a really fucked up job or reputation for having horrible scorecards. Nevada has its times too, but I just don't see how these judges continue to get jobs scoring big fights. Like this is not only is this a big fight. I talked about it. This was a crossroads fight for really both fighters. Andre Berto especially, just coming off of 2 previous losses and the Ped scandal. So I mean, it's just crazy to me that the judges have scorecards that are this skewed in a fight that was so clear and to the point. There's no way anyone can argue that Jesus Soto Caras wasn't clearly dominating. If you feel that it was a close fight or it was a draw, please leave a comment and explain what rounds you gave to BERTO and why it was a draw, or why the fuck you would have BERTO ahead. That's all I need to know. As far as these scorecards, I think they're outlandish. I thought Soto Caras was controlling the pace. He was landing the more effective shots. He was busier. I don't see any possible way BERTO would be ahead on anybody's scorecard. So if you disagree with this, you can hit the dislike button. That's fine. But also leave a comment and tell me what rounds you gave to BERTO. That's really all I got to say. As always, hate, comment, or subscribe. Till next video, it's Ego signing off.